Alright, so like everyone who has their Nexus 5X, you need to know what case will be the best for your daily needs, what kind of headphones would fit into the slots, etc. etc. So I bought these three cases and I've been using them for a couple days each, and I'm gonna give my little quick impressions. So I haven't been using them for like a month to see if there's enough wear and tear, but just initial impressions of each of them after a few days of use. Okay, so before I even start with the Tudia case, I just want to mention that this is the screen protector I'm using. It's the Spigen Glaster Slim, and this does not interfere with any of the cases. Okay, so I've applied this on, and this one has been on constantly throughout all these cases, and there's no interference. So that's step one. Step two is that this are the headphones. These are Bose AE2s or something, but what really matters is that this headphone right here does not interfere with any of the cases either. So if you have headphone jacks that are this size or smaller, you don't need to worry. They will all fit into the Nexus 5X. And just a little tip, Nexus 5X, you got to push the headphones pretty tight in there. It won't really go in smoothly. So that's with all the phones. It's not really a case problem, but yep. So now that we got all that stuff out of the way, let's start off with the cheapest of the cases. We're going to do Tudia. And with the Tudia, it's ultra slim, lightweight, raised lip protection, a little bit of a package. I got this around $15, I think. So as we go through this, it's a little bit of a dual layer. You start off with the soft inner layer. It is pretty durable. The edges are a bit tougher, I guess, than the center of it, but as I bend it a little bit with one hand, it is not the cheapest material, better than the eBay ones I've gotten before for my old Nexus, but obviously not the toughest. Pretty darn good for the price. So you would put this onto your phone. It's snug, but not like the tightest, so you can easily take it off. You just need a little bit of a nail, I guess. You put this on, and then you'd put this hard plastic cover right on top, and now this one is pretty tough, and you put that on right like that. You just push it in there, not that hard of an installation, and I guess this helps with dropping it on its back. Now, key things about this case is that there's a huge lip protection on the back for the camera, so it's actually raised enough that I don't even think this case lies completely flat. Now, if you care about that, I really don't care. I just care about the protection of the camera. That's my main concern with the cases. So the fact that it's so raised is that the camera definitely won't get damaged if you put it flat. But the case itself is not completely flat, if you can see. But it's not that big of a deal. Same thing with the front. If you put it down, it's raised enough, as they've described on their bag, that the screen won't be damaged if you just put it flat. Okay? Other than that, all the ports are there. Describe the headphones. USB is okay. Yeah, and the only issue here, it might not be a big issue for many people, are the buttons. It is like you're pushing through like 5 different cases. You gotta push pretty damn hard. So if you see my thumb right now, when I had to press the power button, I would have to press down. For the volume, there's one little button here. They're not really separated, right? The volume rockers. You gotta push up, up, up pretty damn hard. You gotta push down pretty damn hard just to get them to move. So might be a deal breaker. Might be a deal breaker. I'm not sure. I might be a little picky, but alright. So let's go on to the next one. This is the Verus High Pro Shield and Steel Silver, I guess. And here we go. Okay, so that was $15. This is $40. Okay, this is all retail. There is no sale or anything like that. Okay, so we have 2 pieces here. Now this is the soft inner cover, just like the Tudia one was. Now, what's crazy about this is, I don't know, they're advertising for this shock absorption little design they have here. This feels cheaper. This feels more bendable than the Tudia one. I don't know if there's some science behind it with it being, I don't know, more shock absorption because of the material design. I have no idea, but it's even easier to bend, easier to manipulate. The edges aren't as hard as the Tudia one, but this is just an impression of me trying to bend it. Okay, so bending wise, this feels cheaper than the Tudia one. Okay, the design I like much better. The ports are much wider, I believe, than the Tudia one, but remember they both fit all the USBs and stuff like that, so don't worry. As for the raise, the raise for the screen is pretty good, but the raise for the camera isn't that good. I don't even know if it's less than a millimeter. I think it barely raises anything for the camera. Now this is why I will not be using this case. I'm going to be returning it for sure, just because I'm worried about the camera. The camera hump is most important to me, because if it drops and it's not that big of a raise and there's like a piece of rock or something like that, it's going to scratch it up. Okay, the volume rockers though are pretty good. As you can see, it's a little bit of a cutout from the original rockers you'll be dealing with in your phone. So when you press it, you really feel that feedback, right? It's not very hard as the Tudia was. It's pretty damn good. Now, this is the inner layer. Now, what they really advertise is this outer layer. So this is a very, very, very tight fit. Hard to take off. Took me, I don't know, a minute to take on and off both of these things. You put this on, very tight fit, and you have something that's even tighter. This little thing is supposed to help your phone from being damaged, from dropping it out on its edge. This feels really flimsy. For the $40 price, if it works, good, but just from I don't know, like, look how easy I am to bend this thing. And I've seen some other reviews, obviously, before I bought these as well, is that begins to deteriorate after a few weeks or something. So I don't know, is this worth the $40 price point? I have no idea, but I'm definitely not going to go through this, but it's up to you. Okay, lastly, we're almost hitting the 10-minute mark here, is the Ballistic. Now this is the Juggernaut one. This is also $40, same price as the Verus, but be prepared to have your phone look like a brick. Okay, slim, sleek, multiple layers. Okay, so same kind of thing. It's a dual layer. Let me just take this out. First one, this is not the same material, I don't think, as the soft ones from this, the soft ones from this. Look how flimsy this thing is. I can roll it up into a ball. Okay, but the thing is, every single corner is as tough, if not tougher, than these materials. Okay, if that makes sense. The corners are very, very, very tough, right? I can barely even put my nail through it, but the body is very flexible. Okay, I don't know what the decision was there, but that's what it is. Okay, you put this around your phone. This is not snug at all, but it stays on the phone. So don't think that's just because it's flimsy, it's gonna fall off. It stays tight, but it just rolls off your phone if you need to take it out. But the main thing here is this very, very, very hard plastic. It is super tough. You probably need a hammer to break it down. That goes right around the soft layer. So now that you have these two together, it's huge lip protection. Very, very deep. Deeper than the Tudia one, I believe. And the same thing goes with this screen, putting it down on any surface. Very big screen, lip protection, and the ports are all good. The rockers are also very good, because it's the soft little jelly inner layer. That's what you're going to be pressing. It's like you're pressing the original buttons, but yeah, this, as I've used this one the most just because it's the most comfortable, but there are a few negatives with this. I don't really care about the bulk, so if you care about the presentation of your phone, whatever. But if I'm trying to, I don't know, play a game or use a sidebar while I'm using my phone, this soft inner layer kind of gets in the way. Like, as I'm trying to use my phone here, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I know the phone will push it against back a little more, but as I'm trying to touch the side bars in an app or whatever, it's gonna be kind of tough to to press. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. Another issue that this material right here is huge dust attractor, as you can see already. Well, I'm using it on carpet, but putting it in your phone, you're gonna get the dust, and this goes around your phone, right? So you're not really gonna see it, but where you will see it on is these edges here. It's gonna attract a lot of dust. It's not the most stylish, I guess. It's pretty clean on the back, but your phone will look like a freaking brick, especially when you put it on. Okay, so this has been gone way too long. These are the 3 cases. If I were to give a quick little blurb about each one: bulky, but will protect your phone; stylish, decent protection on your phone; accessible and cheap, but hard to use the buttons. Okay, so there's my little impression using one hand, and there you go. Hope you enjoyed.